This is the third program. This is 10,539.40. And Austin, what is happening to a disc when it loads? Can you move in?
I mean, I don't know the exact details, but to me it always, based upon my previous computer knowledge, it looks like, it's like when you pop it into, like, load before or after?
Before you record.
Oh, I think it's just like checking to make sure there's nothing on it, like, see if there is anything on it, finding where on the disc it's actually recorded. It's seeing how much data it can store on it, that kind of, like little things like that, like just like a quick analysis of
Preparation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when it writes to the disc, what is
like
it?
Like after you're done recording?
Yeah.
It's like writing instructions for the DVD player or computer as to how to read the video. That's always like the couple times when we've recorded and then it crashed before it was finished like writing. All of the space was taken up on the DVD, but the computer or the DVD player couldn't find it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like an hour of just like gone, just like we just couldn't find it. Like that was the problem. It was so lit. There was no way for anything to find it.
Would you read that next sentence? See, I got down as far as there. Just read that next sentence and
All
we'll
right.
meditate on that.
The seed part or the
No,
or
we
the
read
next
the
underline?
seed part. We
This
found
is
out.
our local self?
Yeah, that has to die. Our ego has to die, is what it's saying.
So this is our local self that forgot its true story of unity with God, the universe, this planet, and each other.
Hey, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
The unity. The unity. We forgot the unity. We forgot that they were all some of God. And it goes around and around and around. What's going through you now is leaving you and going elsewhere in the universe and all over. What's the next sentence?
Science has given us back our deep identity as being literally cosmic in scope.
Yeah, you agree with that?
Yes.
Why do you agree with that?
Because it's let people know that like as according like in the words of Carl Sagan, who was a astronomer. I think he died in the mid-90s. We're made of star stuff.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so like people realize that all the atoms that make up the Earth were at one point part of the stars. And, yeah. It's like a dust to dust, except for more of like a
Cosmic.
fire to dust, or dust on fire to dust. I don't really know how else to put it, but yeah, it's reaffirming those original statements. Yes.
Would you go to Chat with Glendora on the YouTube? Tell a person how to go to Chat with Glendora and see the latest thing.
So yeah, go on your respective internet browser, which is either Firefox or Safari or Internet Explorer, whatever you want to use.
Mine's Safari.
Yeah. And then go
to your internet. What's that called? An engine?
Yeah, let's call it that. Alright, and then go to Google.
And then go to Google.
Yeah. Type in a chat with Glendora, and the third thing that comes up is the YouTube page. You just click it, and then that's the profile.
Say that again, Virginia dear.
Alright. So
go to Google.
Go to Google, type in the Google search bar, a chat with Glendora, and for all the top three results are relevant. The first one is Facebook, second one is the Wikipedia page on you, and the third one is the YouTube page.
The third one is what?
Is the YouTube page.
The YouTube.
Yeah.
So you go to the YouTube page?
Yeah. And that's really it. And just from there you can watch like any video. Then yeah, recent uploads is the most recent videos.
Okay, most recent videos.
It's under recent uploads, yes. Besides that, I don't really think there's.
Okay, would you look at my YouTube and if there's any duplications or mistakes and stuff?
Yeah, sure thing. I'll go see.
And I have some contents for you. Descriptions.
Hey, there's no duplicates. Alright. I'm going to type descriptions on my computer because it's easier to type on it.
Oh, okay. Would you
Not just because there's missing keys, it's just easier to type on.
Oh, sure. Okay. That's why it's called a laptop.
Yeah, literally on top of your lap.
This policeman stopped a young lady and he says, "Your license says you should be wearing glasses." And she says, "Well, I have contacts." And he says, "Well, I don't care who you know." Also, when you look up a chat with Glendora, if for instance you're looking up the Seventh-day Adventist Church is singing, I would go a chat with Glendora and just put in Seventh-day Church. Wouldn't that bring up the one they're looking for?
It'll probably bring up one of them, but you, like...
Yeah, there's so many.
There are quite a few, yeah.
Or you could put in Seventh-day Church and the date December 14th. And that'll bring up the one you were looking for that happened Saturday.
Okay, I've got the video for the last one.
Okay, would the next number be
It would be
10,531?
this will be 3, I believe. 533.
Okay, then you've got 531 and 32?
31 and 32 are up. 33, I think I have 35 and 36 too, actually. Or I could just name each hour program one thing.
Okay.
Because I know this one that you were just making was 35, right?
Yes.
So I could just do each of the 1 hour ones. One is 33 and one is 34. Just
Well, do you have 31, 32,
Correct.
which is upload to YouTube,
yeah.
spiritual evolution? You have that?
Yes. That
Okay,
one's
now
up
I'm
there.
ready to give you 33 and 34. And the dates on it are December 5th to December 10th, 2013.
Is it just an hour or is it?
It's 2 half hours. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is this it? Where it's starting? Doesn't get much brighter. Is this it?
It certainly is.
Okay, good.
Thank you. That was a nice big picture.
Yeah.
You didn't see it, did you, folks? It was a great big screen, full screen.
I could do it again. Yeah, the glare is making it too hard to see for them, so sorry.
Oh, okay. Mysticism / Bruce Sanguine
Okay, hang on one sec.
/
So what, December?
5 to December
I think this
10th.
was uploaded on December 2nd, though.
That's it.
The one was uploaded December 14th. I have that one. So December
5 to 10,
5th.
2013. Why do they call them grandchildren? It's grand to see them come and it's grand to see them go.
Alright, so mysticism.
Mysticism slash Bruce Sanguine slash tell me, is that a G or a Q?
Where?
I don't know, I can't find it. But do you think it would be a G?
Sanguine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Slash Raphael family counts blessings.
How do you spell their name?
Sure. Capital R A P Paul H A E L.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Spelled an F for some reason. Well, I fixed it.
Marion Rice Store. Marion R. Just, yeah. I don't know how to spell her last name. Marion R.
I might know how to spell it, but I don't want to risk messing it up, so.
Slash praise songs, comma, Seventh Day Church, slash.
Okay.
Christmas chorus, slash.
Yeah.
Frame is up. New church, slash. Isn't that wonderful?
In the new church?
Yeah, churches are going out of business and here's people building a new church. Right in your town, Galatia, up above Golden Harvest on Route 9.
Well, the Seventh-day Adventists are fairly, openly progressive, right?
Yes.
That's probably why. It's because people these days are looking for progressive, pretty much anything progressive. at least, a lot of people.
Well, there's a lot of trappings in church that people just cannot believe today.
Yeah. For what do you mean, for example?
Well, a lot of things. I'll give you an example. This Bruce Sanguine said that every 400 or 500 years or so, the churches have a rummage sale and they drop a lot of their trappings.
Trapping? Oh, you mean
things that people can't believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the last one was a Reformation.
Okay, yeah.
And the Protestants came along and they dropped a lot of trappings.
Yeah.
And the baggage that you didn't have to carry, and baggage that really wasn't relevant. You agree?
Yeah.
That's what you meant by progressive.
Yes, you're right.
Well, I would go one further on Bruce Sanguine on that, and say that the next rummage sale was Vatican II. A lot of things were dropped in Vatican II, like the Mass in Latin.
Wait, beforehand or later? You mean in the...
Vatican II came in when? The 1980s? When did Vatican II come?
When
they started doing the Masses
John
in
Paul
English.
II?
Yeah, when they started doing the Mass in English. When they started the congregation singing hymns.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, yeah. The Vatican kept things traditional for a really long time. Even until the 80s?
Well, I don't know. I'm guessing.
Oh.
When did the Vatican II come?
I know that John Paul II. You do meet him, right? John Paul II, Pope John Paul II, in the Catholic Church.
Yes,
I think sometime in the 70s or the 80s. He was Pope for a long time though. I remember that.
Well, I don't know if he was a Pope who did it. But anyway, they dropped a lot of things.
And
Too much baggage being carried from
yeah.
the 1st century, the Middle Ages.
Yeah, up until the 20th century. Yeah.
Yes, and Bruce Sanguin and other people in this study have said we have to make a distinction between Jesus of Nazareth and the things that grew up around Jesus in the 1st century, in the 2nd century.
Yeah, like things that evolved culturally because of their setting, as opposed to.
That's right. A lot of myths, a lot of superstition.
Yeah.
So what were we doing? The Seventh-day Adventist Church frame, right?
Yes, that was the last thing.
Glenn? I can't figure it out. Glenn announcement in church. And Advent candle. Advent candle. St. Mary's apostrophe S. Hallelujah. You need any help spelling hallelujah? That's all of the descriptions.
Luckily, I have autocorrect. I was pretty close to hallelujah though. I accidentally threw in an extra I.
Well, some people spell it J-A-H, some people spell it I-A-H. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, I did J-A-I-H or J.
Okay.
But I fixed it. Yeah.
Do you want this sticker on your car, American International College?
Oh, I didn't go there, so no thanks.
All right. Now, Austin, I'm going into the spare room here, and I'm going to bring you about 17 YouTubes that are not on your hard drive. But first of all, is there any reason to put them on? Now, these are for November, December.
Oh, okay.
Tell me, justify why we would have to put them on your hard drive. How would we ever use them?
I don't really know why I mean, like, unless if they were new, that would be a different story.
Yeah,
But
if they were current.
Aren't. So.
However, so let's put that on hold, on reserve.
Okay.
And we'll visit it again to see if you think these are programs for... They are all on the YouTube.
Yeah.
8 of them are all on TV stations. 9 of them didn't make it. We didn't need them. We didn't have enough TV stations.
Oh, wow. So you have a backup, just in case, yeah.
For the moment, I'm going to say, no, we do not need them. And we can revisit this.
Okay. Yeah, if necessary.
Now let me ask you, how about these first 5 YouTubes for January and February? I think those might be useful to you.
That would be useful. Yes.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
I will go get them. And now you're going to put them on your hard drive.
Yes. So I'll do that. I gotta plug in my plug if that's the case, because the DVD ripping takes a little bit of power. Oh, I see the clock that you wanted me to take a look at.
Oh!
Yeah. all the knobs fell off, so I'll see what I can.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I dropped it.
Well, while you're getting those out, I can probably. Do you have
I have a Phillips. And the way you get to it is to take the lens off. You can't get to it from the back.
Yeah, I
You have
found
to pop out the lens.
How do you pop off the... Oh.
I suppose you put this flathead in there and just pry it open.
Okay, I'll try to be careful.
This is a clock, folks, that I dropped on the floor, and the first time it survived, and then I butterfingers, I dropped it again, and
Oh, yeah, this might
and then all three, the second hand, the hour hand, the minute hand, all fell down at the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fine.
These are the 5 DVDs YouTube that Austin's going to put on his. Why don't you start those? Because those could be going while
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, good, you got it off.
Yes. All right. So I will put those on momentarily. I'll pop the first one in and get started.
Oh, good idea. I think we're going to make a list of all of your TV stations who take the program by computer instead of by mail. Then we're going to make a grid
Yeah.
as to whether they take it by Google or by whatever.
Oh, okay. All right. Uninterrupted. That's what you mean. Okay.
Uninterrupted.
That's good.
I think one of them is interrupted,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm sorry about that.
No. The fact that they say uninterrupted means is better than nothing.
Does one say uninterrupted?
Yeah. Yeah. And then one says interrupted.
Yeah, and then there's no uninterrupted. So there's one missing.
Oh no, there's none missing yet. Oh, there might be one, but I haven't seen it yet though.
I know a one, I did not make an uninterrupted.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Adeste fidelis. This is O come all ye faithful in Latin. Laeti triumphantes le. Adeste. Let's see. Adeste fidelis. Laeti triumphantes venite, venite in Bethlehem. Natum videdet in excelsis Deo. Venite adoremus. Venite adoremus. Venite adoremus Dominum. Sing choirs of angels, sing in exultation. Oh, I know some trappings that's got to be stopped. And this is all this Christmas stuff, right?
What do you mean? Like the...
Well, starting
mean
Christmas,
like
the Friday after Thanksgiving. The stores,
Oh, you mean
the commercialization.
Yeah, that's definitely a cultural thing. That's not that's evolved due to American culture. Specifically, I would say like 1930s to 50s American culture, and then it's just, it took root there and has evolved continually based upon modern
Austin is
views.
hooking up his computer to AC.
I forgot, this one doesn't work.
Where's the switch? Oh, yes, behind.
This is the one right behind the bed that I'm gonna use.
.com is peacefully sleeping. I'm going to talk to you about words, folks. Here's a beautiful word, admit. or admissible. Admissible means worthy of entrance. And I'm going to talk to you about our minds. There are things that are not worthy of entry or worthy to be admitted to your mind. I'll go back again to our basic evil. I don't like to think about evil. I don't like to see it. I don't like to hear it. I don't like to speak it. I don't like to think it. I don't like to do it. Those things are not admissible. To admit is to grant entrance to. So I say about evil, let's not grant entrance. And that's most of the stuff that you hear on the news, on TV, or on a computer, anywhere. Ugly things, keep them out of your mind. Instead, think of the beauty of this great cosmos. You could wake up in the morning and you could say, gee whiz, the sun didn't fall down on the earth today, did it? The moon didn't fall down on the earth today, did it? Another planet didn't fall down on the earth today. No, it all went beautifully like clockwork. You knew what time the sun was going to rise, or what time the earth was going to roll around and see the sun. And you know what time it's going to roll out of our sight. These are the things you wake up thinking. The seasons. It's all run so beautifully by the cosmos that you can predict when the sun is going to rise. And when the earth is going to be the farthest away from the sun, which will be next Tuesday, won't it, Austin?
I believe
The 21st. Today is the 16th.
16th. No, it's gonna be Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It might be the 20th too. And then the days start getting longer. This is all so beautifully done. These are the things we think about, right? So admit means to grant entrance to accept as valid, and to acknowledge. Admonish is to warn somebody of a fault, gently and kindly, but seriously. Ad nauseam, to the point of being nauseating. To the point of being nauseating.
In great excess, generally.
What'd you say, Austin?
Generally in great unnecessary excess.
Unnecessary excess.
Yeah.
Well, like this commercial of Christmas. That's ad nauseam.
So much Christmas it makes you sick.
What'd you say?
So much Christmas that it makes, so much, at least, of an American view on Christmas.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's similar in other countries, but nowhere near to the extent that it is here.
What are you doing over there?
I was attempting to clean the plastic face of the clock, but it's not exactly.
Oh.
It's
He's
only
attempting
mildly
to
successful.
clean the plastic base of the clock.
Yeah, it was very mildly
Now
successful.
you need a new
battery.
That would be number 12, is it?
I believe so. Hold on a moment.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How'd you know which one hand came first?
Huh? They lock into certain places on the little motor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're smart. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I promise not to do such a dumb thing again.
I mean, it's not really a big deal if you do, because I can just fix it again. So, like, alright, so what time is it right now?
The time is 10.
Oh, I gotta put that in
31.
first, actually.
Oh, you want the computer time?
No, I don't care about that much. I just, like, whatever time you want it to be. Hang on, I'm gonna turn down the...
Here's a phone. Phone is good.
Is the battery out on your...
10:31 is correct.
Oh, I mean, I need a battery first. I forgot which one they were.
Drawer 8.
Am I in the right place? Oh.
Bottom left.
Is that it right there?
Farthest to the wall.
Oh, you mean 6?
Yep. And you'll see a candy box, and in that you'll see all the batteries. Adonis. You know what Adonis is? That's a Greek word for a beautiful young man. Austin, you are an Adonis.
Thanks.
A beautiful young man. Adore. Oh, this is a lovely word. Adore means to regard with fervent devotion. And there's only one I adore. And you know who that is. Adorn is beautify, bedeck, dignify, decorate, embellish, emblazon, enrich, grace, garnish, and ornament. And that's what we do at Christmas time. That's what we do at Christmas time. I am opposed to people cutting down the trees and embellishing them and then bringing them out 3 weeks later and throwing them in the curb. That's a terrible thing. Get a man-made Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's what we got. We used the same tree for like 4 years. All we gotta do is just like pull it out from the basement, set it up, and plug it in, and then oh, there we go. No vacuuming of
That's right.
Of
And a life saved.
Don't have to water it. Don't have to feel bad about cutting down all the trees.
Good for you. And you said it fine.
Yeah. Plus, it ends up saving you a lot of money in the end, even if you need more reasons. So what time? 10:30 something.
And now it's let's take the phone again. That's very reliable. 10:33.
30.
Adroit. That means dexterous in the use of the hands, and I think you are adroit, Austin. And also dexterous in the use of the mental capacities. That's Austin also. And it also means ready in invention, and that's our God. Our God is ready in invention.
Oh boy.
Or execution, and that is our God. And ingenious, ingenuity.
Okay. We have a slight dilemma.
Uh-oh.
There is the minute hand is bent, and the second hand can't go past it.
So
But the minute hand is still working. So do you want me to take it apart, try to bend the minute hand back into place, or do you just want to pretend
I
it isn't
vote
the same?
yes.
Okay.
What do you vote?
I mean,
What do you vote?
I don't care. I'm cool with it.
You abstain?
I'll take it apart. I'm happy to do it. It's not much of a hassle, really.
Really? No, I say if you're going to do it right.
Yeah, I like to do things right when possible.
Austin, there's a thing in this is I went to American International College, Springfield, Massachusetts, New England, and this is their alumni magazine. It's called Lucent, and there's a thing in here about psych majors, Austin, which I will try to read to you. Okay? Psych majors. You are a psych major.
Correct. At least I think I am.
And by the way, an AIC, American International Football Coach, made it to being a football coach for the NFL.
Oh darn.
How'd you know that?
I guess because there's not really any other organization that is as renowned.
From the faculty. Austin, it's got your name right on it. I'll try to read it to you. The only way I can see is to go through the zoom lens of the camcorder. Sandra Sego, S-E-G-O, and Ann Stewart recently presented what can I do as a psych major? How about that, huh? What can I do as a psych major?
Is there anything good? Is there anything aside from being an office assistant?
Career exploration in an introduction to the major course at the Atlantic Coast Teaching and Psychology Conference in Red Bank, New Jersey. The psychology, this is a quote, professors shared activities they use in their Foundation of Psychology course to help students explore career options. Many students do not see how a bachelor's degree in psychology, are you done?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
right here.
yeah.
Nice.
Many students do not see how a bachelor's degree in psychology can lead to a professional career and may feel unqualified for the job market upon graduation. In an attempt to strengthen student preparedness for their careers, we have built career exploration into our introduction to the major course.
Career what?
Exploration.
Okay. Into our what?
The intro to the major course, like where
Okay.
they teach you about like what is going on. Stewart added they are designing active learning exercises, many of which require students to explore the education, licensure, and experience requirements of several careers. Over the course of the semester, students narrow their focus on 2 career options to be explored in more depth. They're required to present the information about one career option as opposed to their classmates, and the other as an oral presentation.
Good idea.
Yeah. It just gives them an idea of what they can actually do. Gain exposure to career experts and others who help them gain practical experience in the career field. So basically it gives them an idea of what they might want to do.
Do you remember that graduate from AIC who got her doctorate at AIC?
Yeah.
And just recently?
What's her name?
Was she? Well, she's an advisor at one of the biggest high schools up near Albany.
Oh wow.
That's her job. Well, her name was Fagan, wasn't it? Fagan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we met, and you
Yeah.
happened to call me. We were meeting at the library, and you happened to call me on the phone the day that I was talking to her. Do you remember?
I met her once too.
No.
Yeah, we went into the library by accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember that? And then you ended up
No.
getting lunch with her one day, and that's when I called you.
No. No,
Yeah,
we
pretty
didn't have lunch.
I met I met some lady at the library with you. Who I'm pretty sure it was her.
Oh, it
I mean, I
was
might
she.
be wrong.
It was she, dear.
Yeah.
It was she. So anyway, that's quite a job. I bet you would be good at that, Austin, as a counselor in a high school,
Yeah, that could work.
vocational counselor. What opportunities do you see for you in psych? What do you think you would like to do?
Something along those lines, maybe. I want to do research stuff too. I've got some budding ideas of grandiose research plans. So, I mean, I gotta
Find out something new.
That's how you make a name for yourself, though, in research.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can go from there and use that to, as how do you put it? To prove the legitimacy of your degree, and then that'll prove to people that you're probably qualified to be a good counselor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in this?
Yes, there is one thing I wanted you to explain to me. So I told you about the coach who made it to the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know what this man is doing. Here is that coach, by the way. His name is Azanaro. They have so many different coaches.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of them.
A linebacker coach, and this coach, and that coach.
What did he become coach of?
Okay.
Let's take a quick look. It's not like a assistant head coach and defensive line coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Wow,
Pretty good, huh?
pretty good.
He was a college coach in
Yeah.
all these colleges around Western New England.
Yeah.
Westfield, Western New England itself, AIC, Boston College.
So what was the other thing you had a question about?
I want to know what this man is doing. And here he is on the front cover too. All right, tell me what he's up
Alright,
to.
so the new and the balance. An AIC grad helps establish company break new ground. I'm assuming it's New Balance, which is like a sports
Oh, New Balance
company,
is what?
specifically shoes.
Oh, it's shoes?
Mostly, yeah. They're mostly running shoes and some motorsports.
Well, what's that long corridor thing there in front of?
This is their office, and that's like a hallway. Like these are cubicles. They're just strange looking cubicles. I believe at least that's what it looks like to me.
He's going to tell us what he's up to.
I'm just gonna scan it real quick and see what's going.
Okay. The priest asked the young lady, "When are you thinking getting married?" And she said, "Constantly."
Alright, so the first bit just gives a little bit of background, talking about how there are a lot in Lawrence, Massachusetts, a lot of factories are made. They were made in like the late 1800s, early 1900s, Industrial Revolution era.
And they're all empty?
New Balance bought out one of them and like uses it now.
New Balance is a shoe?
Shoe producer, yes. And the problem was that like a lot of them were like dangerous. Because there was more of a focus on productivity as opposed to worker safety. But then like the World War II and post-war era conditions improved.
And the factories all moved out?
Yeah, and then all the factories moved out.
Moved to the south or overseas.
Yeah.
Left people without jobs, left the town flat.
Moved to the cities a lot of the time too. People moved into the cities to work there, and then moved to the suburbs and kept working in the cities. They moved out of they moved away from the smaller towns. Yeah, Lawrence lost almost 20,000 residents from 1950 to 1980.
Oh, wow.
So it's talking about how it's fitting that the New Balance factory occupies the old iron mill because it brought jobs and people and business to Lawrence, and it does have ethical manufacturing standards.
What does it have to do with American International College?
That's what I'm trying to find out. So John Wilson, class of 71. Works there. It's the first and only company he's only worked for New Balance. He's the executive vice president of manufacturing. Oh, so he's a pretty big wig for the company.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. He's helped revolutionize the way the company approaches assembly line manufacturing.
Oh, okay. I see. He's a successful alumnus. I guess that's what they're saying.
Yes, yeah. They're just talking about like his success.
Yeah, he's a success. Oh, good. I'm
Yeah.
glad we had two successful alumni. Okay.
Yeah. Just talking about like they just go into like exact details of like things that he's improved. Like when he first started out, they only did what it said. When we started, we finished about 30 pairs of shoes a day. This year we'll approach worldwide about 60 million pairs through our owned and partner factories.
Oh, that's good.
So somewhere around 10,000 a year to about 60 million a year. Yeah.
Here's a nice new calendar, folks. Have you got your new calendars for 2014? I keep two calendars. One, it's a tiny calendar, a synopsis of what happened that day, just in the little square of that day in the calendar. And the other calendar, of course, are events to go to. Now, Austin, this is the publication of the Farm Animals Rights Movement. Farm Animals Rights Movement, which spells farm. And it's dedicated to stopping the cruelty agriculturally on farms and in slaughterhouses. And they are militant about it. And they do wonderful things. And they also help people become vegan. And I was wondering, Austin, if you could read us what's going on this page, if it isn't too cruel. Okay, this is their magazine, comes out every month. Farm.
This one right.
That page, you just, no. You can forget the one that's, just start on the page.
Wait, hold on one sec. Oh, I will. I could do something that. So there's this this music tour that's really big amongst like young people called the Warp Tour. It's like it's like a lot of different types of music, mostly like alternative. Some not like some of it's on the radio, but like it's generally like rock music and that kind of stuff. And the farm people went along with it and set up a little booth like near.
Oh, and reach
like,
young
yeah.
people?
Yeah, and they had a 36,000 viewers across 40 dates on at
You can
the
read
tour
it
of
to
the
us.
2013. Yeah, with over 36,000 viewers across 40 dates, our time on Van's Warp Tour 2013 was a massive success. And massive success. They got a typo in there. The rock concert series provides a perfect audience of young, open-minded people eager to hear our message. The outstanding response was made possible not only by our dedicated traveling crew, but also because twice as many volunteers showed up this year. Following Warp Tour, the truck is traveling the U.S., Midwest, and Southeast.
Well, that's good, isn't it? And they said 36,000 people signed up?
Yeah, 36,000 people came in and watched their presentation. Like they had like a video booth.
Yeah.
Where you would wear like a pair of just
Of
hand
the
you some
cruelty
headphones.
that goes
Yeah.
on in farms and in the slaughterhouses.
Yeah.
Isn't that good? And did they tell you how many signed up or took a pledge or anything?
They just have the number of people who watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But people who had watched it were probably at least somewhat interested. So.
Oh, definitely. Okay, what else?
Oh, actually, no. I do have more numbers on it. So total. This is not just the tour, but this is all together with their outreach video.
Now this is Farm Animal Rights Movement.
All right. So 160,000 viewers have been reached as of November 2013.
How many? 160 since November 13th this year?
No, November 2013. As of then. So from when they made it up until November of 2013, 160,000 viewers. 80% of viewers make a pledge to work towards a vegan diet. So they become
Work towards what, dear?
Work towards a vegan diet, or so become more vegan. Not necessarily fully, but work their way towards it. 59% of survey responders had indeed changed their diet 1 month later. So
Really?
yeah, so about 59% of people had changed their diet at least a bit. 72% say they've spoken with friends and family about the video.
I know, I could not see that. I could not watch that. I'm too sensitive about it. It would bother me.
So So they estimate 13 is the estimated number of animals spared by the average viewer's dietary change in 1 year. And they estimate that about 1,800,000 is the estimated number of animals spared in 2014 based upon the dietary changes of the viewers of this video.
Stop people exploiting animals, making money off of them. They have a right to live their own lives. Do not exploit the animals. Thank you.
So
That pretty much covers that?
This is definitely, yeah. That pretty much covers that. Yeah, it definitely is like a youth-focused campaign.
Good.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, like most of the people I see in all the pictures are like between the ages of like 16 and like 25. So.
Now, Austin, our brain starts to deteriorate as we put on age. Is that so?
Depending.
Yeah.
Well, a little. Generally, but constant exercise, I guess you could say, does slow down deterioration.
Yes, and he's also going to read to you where the intake of the right food slows down the deterioration of the brain. Right here. You're reading from Mercy for Animals?
This is their magazine.
Mercy for Animals. That's Nathan Runkle.
Okay. So, they have 2 magazines? Oh, this is probably like more of a social magazine, isn't it?
No, this other one was Farm.
No, yeah, but this does Mercy for
Compassion
Animals?
Living.
Oh, this is their only, I thought they had a magazine.
I think you're right. They might have another one. Yeah.
That's like much, this one seems much more like,
Yes.
like a social magazine,
Yes,
like
sure.
a casual reading one,
Uh-huh.
as opposed to like the other one seems much more like a...
And read what they say about vitamin E, B12.
Alright, so what nutrients should I consume to keep my brain healthy as I age?
What nutrients should I consume to keep my brain healthier as I age?
Yeah, so, vitamin B12,
What'd she say about it? You can read it.
deficiencies, even mild ones, can result in symptoms such as memory loss, blurred vision, fatigue, confusion, and depression. We often think of these symptoms as common occurrences resulting from old age. However, some health professionals feel many elderly people displaying these symptoms are simply lacking vitamin B12.
Vitamin B12. Austin, show them vitamin B12. It's right behind you.
We have fortified with additional B vitamins. This has
This is
Yeah.
.com. .com won't eat her food unless you put B12 on it.
400% vitamin B12. So, yes.
How much? 100%?
400% with a 4, yeah.
How can you have 400%?
Of a recommended daily value for a person who has 2,000 calories a day intake.
I get that at Honest Weight. Pat and Richard Sarr bring it home to me. They're members.
If you want to
Thank
look
you.
it up or something.
Want to see the inside of it, what it's like? .com has this on all of her food, and if you don't put it on her food, she just sits there. That's what it
Yes.
looks like.
A daily recommended intake of 2.4 micrograms at least a day for healthy adults.
How much, Rawson?
2.4 micrograms.
What's that, a teaspoon?
Oh no, that's a very tiny amount of pure B12.
Oh,
It's a very small amount, but I think it's generally like the volume of the whatever you're consuming.
all
is
right, so I
lot
take a
larger than
teaspoon and I sprinkle my salad with it.
that. Yeah.
How many times a day would I do that?
Well,
Once enough?
1/17 of this. So 2 heaping tablespoons has 400%.
So you should
So
have,
like 1 normal sized tablespoon is like probably like 175%.
that's half of what you need.
No, that's more. No. 2 heaping tablespoons is 4 times what you need.
Oh.
Yeah.
So 1 heaping tablespoon a day.
Is double what you need. so one not 2 full tablespoon is good.
How much a day do you need?
For vitamin B12, about 1 tablespoon of this specifically.
And you can
Yeah.
sprinkle it on your cereal or over your food or,
Yeah.
or your entree.
Yeah. If you want to get enough of the other vitamins, you do need to take more. Because like this has more B12 than some other vitamins. But if you're focusing on B12, then
Okay.
yeah, you don't need like.
What else do they say you should eat?
Vitamin C. That one we've always known is pretty helpful.
That's oranges and lettuce.
Oranges, fruits and vegetables. Sorry. Half a cup of broccoli at
We're
lunch.
keeping
for
him
example.
awake.
Kiwis. Vitamin C pack kiwi takes a plain fruit salad and kicks it up a few notches. Vitamin E. Shown to have interesting correlations with mental deterioration. Especially rich in seeds and nuts, the more vitamin E consumed, the lower the risk of Alzheimer's. I mean, it probably also has to do with genetic predisposition as well, but that probably prevents it from occurring.
Seeds and nuts and fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
And grains, that's about all I eat.
Correlation does not equal causation, but again, the case for plants and the nutrients found therein is convincing.
Okay.
You do not need to worry about going overboard in how much you consume of either vitamin C or E when the source is food. So there's no harm in eating 500 oranges as long as you exercise enough to burn off the calories.
I used to drink a lot of orange juice, and then Dr. Celestin, who is the chief allergist at Albany Medical, and also a professor of immunology there, says that, don't you think it'd be much better just to eat a whole orange?
Yeah, you're getting a lot more fiber and pulp and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then you have to take that outdoors and put it in the ground, or at least put it in the woods, so that it will nourish the soil.
Oh, the peels, right?
Yeah, I believe in that. I believe in returning to the soil what you take
Yeah.
out of it. And anything organic, I never throw into the rubbish.
Yeah, compost heaps are always
Yeah,
are always
compost.
good.
I always take it out and put it near the earth.
Yeah.
Let it go back in.
The problem with throwing things in the garbage, even if they are compostable, they generally won't because they get a bunch of garbage piled on top of them and no oxygen can get to the bacteria that'll break them down.
So I spread them.
So yeah, like putting them in either piles of like dirt or like in the woods. That's the best way to get rid of. But you can't throw plastics or anything out there though.
But now I can say about this, who says? You know, how do we know this is true? Research. How did they do the research? And if they did the research on animals?
You can see. They
I don't think they would do the research on animals.
if you look it up, you can probably get the sources for these, but listing all the sources is generally just a bunch of boring information that nobody looks at because they're like, I don't care about that. And plus, it's very blocky and takes up a lot of room and looks dull. So you can probably find the sources that they have.
New magazine came in yesterday. Haven't read it. This is
Compassion Act.
This is the one that you found the T-shirt for.
Yeah.
And just read some of that, would you? Oh, first of all, Austin, have you got one of your DVDs on your hard drive? Do you want to
The
put it
first
up?
one's probably done. I'll check
Now
that
you
out.
can do another one.
Yeah, the first one is done. Okay.
So we'll put another DVD on your hard drive, and that'll be YouTube 2 for February and March. You know, these are February and March, Austin.
Yes.
Because November, December's done. Excuse me.
December, January?
Yes,
Yeah.
December, January's done. Austin, I found these statistics about American International College, my alma mater, kind of interesting. I'm going to read them to you while you're loading them.
Yeah, sure.
29 countries represented in our student population. 29 countries.
Wow.
44% of our undergraduates are first-generation college students. That means their parents didn't go.
Neither of their parents went to college. That means.
Yeah. We're one of the fastest growing campuses in the United States. $7 million have been invested in the college's infrastructure in the last 2 years. What's an infrastructure?
Like roads, pathways, transportation. Like if they have like a bus that takes you from one side of campus to the other, that kind of stuff.
Oh.
Repaving the roads. I don't know. Maybe like street lamps that might be included, but I don't know specifically. Bridges. That's all. Like yeah.
Is this interesting to you?
Yeah. You can keep going.
Compared to your university, which is Northeastern in Boston,
Yeah.
your university has grown.
Yeah. It's a lot. Mostly in the last 20 years, about.
And you have grown. GROAN.
Oh yeah.
Now, 97% of our students receive aid from AIC, state, federal, and private sources. How does that compare with Northeastern, do you think?
Pretty similar. That means like 97% of students receive some sort of scholarship or financial aid.
Enrollment of military and veteran students is growing.
It means that their ROTC program is probably increasing.
Oh!
Yeah. Most likely, at least.
Well, maybe that means when the Army says they'll give you a college education,
Yeah.
the Army would send them like to American International College?
Maybe. I've heard of there being some trouble with that. Like, I've heard of the statements, like, some where they'll pay for your college being a little misleading a couple times, but...
Oh, really?
To where, yeah, it's like...
Oh, I know one case about that, yes.
Yeah.
A man named Palmer right here in Nassau, he wanted to be an art career, but he went into the Army, and the Army says, we'll pay for your college. They never did.
Yeah.
And that was his...
Yeah, that happened. Like, there's like a bunch of stipulations that you have to follow that most people can't.
So you've heard of it too, Austin.
Yeah, That's one of the things about the Army in recent years. They've gotten they focus a lot on like getting in like people from lower income families, but like promises of like educational help and stuff like that, and then they aren't delivering it sometimes. I mean, they probably do some of the time, but I've heard of many cases where it isn't delivered.
So you're going to read me that so I can find out. We're just going to cover the first page of
Just
that.
just like the intro
This
page.
is compassion over killing. Yes.
All right.
You can read it to us. You don't have to summarize it.
So Compassion Over Killing is a national non-profit animal advocacy organization based in Washington, D.C., with a second office in L.A. Working to end animal abuse since 1995, Compassion Over Killing exposes cruelty to farmed animals and promotes vegetarian eating as a way to build a kinder world.
Good, huh?
Yes. It's a powerful voice for farmed animals, relying on a wide range of strategies, including undercover investigations, public advocacy campaigns, corporate outreach, and litigation.
Say those again, would you? Undercover investigations.
Yeah. Public advocacy campaigns.
Public advocacy.
Corporate outreach.
Corporate outreach.
And litigation.
And litigation.
Yeah. To educate and empower others to stand up for animals every time they sit down to eat.
Stand up for animals every time they sit down to eat.
Yeah, kind of a clever, yeah.
It is. Play on words. Okay, does that cover the first page?
That's not the whole page, that's like this thing. And this is like the letter from Erica Meyer, the executive director.
Oh, Erica Meyer, how does she spell it?
M-E-I-E-R.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you said you saw a man, one of yours.
Yeah, one of my friend's dads.
He walked in with a compassion.
Yeah, we were in the bakery she works in, and I mean, like she lives like she lives only a couple miles from the college, so she goes home a lot.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh.
and she has a job at a bakery, like a